I am Thémistocle, general of the Athenians. My story begins 10 years ago. King Darius the Great rules the Persian Empire. Incredibly powerful, he puts down the Greek rebels of Asia Minor and threatens us next, Athenians, free Greeks who went to their aid. Our resistance is organized by Miltiades, the great stratego, and my role model. Few cities help us. Practically alone, Athens stands up to the Persian invader and leads the Greeks to a victory on the plain of Marathon. A victory that brings glory and prestige to Athens.
سرزمین هایمان را بپیمایید، از خاوران تا باختران را بگردید و همه در ایران را گرد آورید. آنقدر لشکر بسیج کنید که نتوان آنها را شمرد. اسب و آذوقه فراوان فراهم کنید و آنقدر کشتی مهیا کنید که روی دریا را بپوشانند.
For Darius, the defeat at Marathon has left a bitter taste in his mouth, even though it doesn't have any real consequences on his empire or on his standing. To everyone, he seems invincible.
میخواهم به یونان لشکر کشی کنم و شورشیان را مجازات کنم. بروید. اهورامزدا شما را یاری کنم.
Ταουτάστας Ιουνάικας παραμυθού, ο Θεμιστόκλε, τέξας ότι πάρει. Εμιλτιαδού εν μαραθωνινικέ, καθεούντεν εν αγχώσετε μούκαια. Πόσεν εν θυμιστάιτον εν δόξον μιλτιαδεν, κογκραίνε κλήθεν τα ποθανιστάι με την ιαούτον. Τι μέμφαι, έρημος ετάξεις.
Yes, I envied Miltiades' glory. He was the true hero at Marathon. He found a way to defend our city from the Persian invader and lead us to victory. But what good is honor to him now? Athens may mourn Miltiades and believe itself free from all danger, but I already know that is not the case. I only have to look out to sea to realize that.
The shores of Athens and the Aegean Sea should be peaceful after the Persian retreat. But in reality, it is the theater of clashes between rival cities. Pirates from the Greek island city of Aegina regularly attack the modest trading fleet of Athens. Hardened fighters, the Aegeans are far superior seafarers than the Athenians.
We must remember that at this time Greece isn't a unified country. It's a series of separate city-states which are often at odds with each other. Old squabbles between cities, briefly put aside for the Battle of Marathon, flare up again. So there's no single authority on the seas.
Athens, by tradition, has no great navy, no great naval skill. Instead, Athenian ships and harbours are attacked by brilliant sailors from the neighbouring island of Aegina. Aegina, not Athens, rules the waves of the Aegean Sea. Very few Athenians can imagine that their city will soon be targeted by a far greater navy than little Aegina could ever afford, the navy of the vast Persian Empire. But there is one man who does see the danger.
Ο Θεμιστόκλης, νέων στόλων αρτεσύλων ο κατάπτυστο Αιγίνεϊτα. Εξαουθαρών τους οδές και κονάσιν. Αλούτος εξαίωσον αν χρόνων με ναούτικον και εκτομεθάμουνεν επιτεδεώνων. Νεουπηγές θα ητήμιότερον. Ουκ ικανάια η πρόσοδοι. Και τις πολίτες ξύρινας κάθε μισθώσας θα ηθελέσαι αν. Τα διήδιεν οεθέν. Kai syli pareis. Εμπόλουν νέων είδος τότι. Ναι. Ελασάντες μεταλλών αυτο στερεότερων καί ενεργότερων παρέξομεν. Αλεθός πολεμιός εμήν. Ουκ οι Αιγινετάι. Αλλοι Περσάι. Παλίνιασιν πεθού. Tas αναριθμητούς ναούς εν μαραθωνιεδών. Ais e φοβερά στρατιά ουμαρός κινητάει. Προήμας εμπαλούς εφηγούς, ώστε. Το υπασίλε ήταν νυν ουκ αρκεσέ. Εάν εμπαλωσίνο η Περσάι. Καταθρασάν νικάντεσαι.
Darius the Great dies after 36 years on the throne without seeing through his punitive campaign against Greece, which has been delayed due to troubles in Egypt. His son, designated by Darius while he was alive, inherits a great civilization with a 1,000-year-old history.
Man hashoyor shoh hastam. Shoh buzorg. شاه شاهانی شاه بر این زمین بزرگ تردور دست به سر داریوش شاه هخامنشی به یوری اهورامزدا من بر تخت پدرم شاه شدم.
شاهنشاه نگران به نظر میرسند.
باید کاری را که پدرم آغاز کرده به سرانجام برسانم. مصریان مرا از این وظیفه منحرف کرده اند. داریوش رو میخواست آتن رو تنبیه کند و فرمان روایی رو گسترش دهد. من این کار را به جای و انجام خواهم داد، اما به شیوه خودم.
To begin with, Xerxes must defeat the Egyptians and make an example of them. Egypt is a major stake for the empire, as much for its wealth as for its strategic geographical location. This first military campaign is a chance for Xerxes to show his mettle and prove himself worthy of the title King of Kings.
مردونیه، سپاه را آماده کن. به سوی سواحل نیل حرکت میکنیم. شورش رو سرکوب خواهیم کرد. نوبت آتن هم میرسد.
اطاعت سرورم. Thémistocle, είστε τρέχες, γιατί όχι τράχεις. Έχετε τελικένα ενομίστο. Τι εξετένε σας. Τι τα είναι όλε μεχανέσο, εκεί. Τι ενφωνε με φες. Ναι, εκεί. Απορριτών τύρι. Ομνού.
I'm seeking to perfect the rostrum, the fearsome ram of our triremes. By covering it in bronze plating, I will make it more effective during naval warfare.
Ναутικόν έχω ημεν το είδητο εμπόλοε κατασκευασμένον. Τότ αλμούνεστα ει του νάιμεθαν. Ναутικόν έχω ημεν. Γαροι Θεό εις επινεούσεια.
Suddenly, the discovery of a silver seam at the mines of Laurium on the outskirts of Athens brings new wealth to the city. The seam is exceptionally rich, and the profits, as is the custom, are shared out among the citizens. And the Athenians are delighted with this unexpected prosperity.
Meanwhile, Xerxes is leading his campaign in Egypt with determination. Once the revolt is crushed, he plans to impose even harder servitude than during the reign of Darius. The stakes are high. If he can pacify Egypt, he will earn his spurs as a warrior king and merit his place in the continuity of the dynasty.
مردونیه، برخیز.
سرورم، فرعون یاغی را ادب کردید. مصریان تسلیم شدند.
Xerxes wins fame where his father failed. The new king is capable of military feats and worthy of carrying out the mission to expand the empire given to every king of kings by their god Ahura Mazda.
شاه بزرگ، اجازه می‌فرمایید فرمان استراحت بدهم. لشکریان دیگر رمق ندارند.
آری، سربازان سزاوارشند. پاداششان بده و قضایشان را دو برابر کن.
Mardonius tells Xerxes, "You have punished the insolence of the Egyptians. Do not let the insults of the Athenians go unpunished. If you march with all your forces on Athens, you will earn such renown that no one will dare defy you."
راهنمایمان ایزدی است که ما را به پیروزی میرساند. ما میتوانیم بیش از پیش نامبردار شویم. کشور توزیع را فتح کنیم و گستاخان را مجازات کنیم. برویم بکین خواهی از آتن.
A year later, back in Persepolis, Xerxes begins working on a plan for invasion from Asia Minor and into Europe to seize Athens and other Greek cities.
از هلسپوند که بگذریم، کافی است که از سمت شمال بر سر دشمنان فرود آییم.
Mardonius aims to subjugate the Greek cities of Thrace, Macedonia, and Thessaly before attaining Athens in the heart of Attica and finishing by the Peloponnese.
مردونیه دو مشکل داریم. گذراندن نیروی زمینی از هلسپان. گذر این افغان از کنار کل آتوس با وجود طوفان‌های شدید آنجا. با قدرتی که اهورام از دو به من داده میتوانم به هر 4 عنصر چیره شوم. ما بایست روی دریا راه برویم و روی زمین کشتی برانیم.
سرورم، من میتوانم در باریکه‌ای که شبه جزیره آتوس را به کالسیدیک متصل میکند برای شما آبراهه‌ای باز کنم.
هلسپان چطور؟
به پلی نیاز داریم آنقدر محکم که تمام لشکریانمان با هزاران هزار سرباز بتوانند از آن بگذرند.
In the port of Piraeus in Athens, we count the wounded and lament the loss of entire loads of goods. On the sea, without a maritime force, we're in no shape to defend ourselves. Here, tempers rise at the very name, Aegeans. Repeated clashes are driving my fellow citizens to detest their Greek neighbors, to forget the Persians and focus their hate on those who torment us daily. I cannot blame them, but I fear that wars between cities are weakening all Greeks in face of a Persian invasion.
Meanwhile, Xerxès has begun his preparations, which are on an unprecedented scale. He orders the mobilization of countless troops, plans his route, and orders gigantic works, like excavating a shipping channel across Mount Athos. He puts provisions in place in Thrace and Macedonia, orders the building of a bridge so his troops can cross the Hellespont, the Dardanelles Strait. Greek writers portray Xerxes as a mad megalomaniac, swollen with pride and in contempt of the limits imposed on men by the gods. In reality, his aim is clear, to punish Athens and subjugate all Greece. His plan is detailed, coherent, and far from being extravagant.
At the Ecclesia, it's a special day. Today, the profits from the silver mines at Laurium are being shared out. For many, this unexpected income is a chance to improve daily life and plan for the future.
Kalitas Athenai, kaitois theois apodomen. Tu ermaiu, tu enalpistu. Kenai, megan neon, drusai, paulo beo lego. Hyperton, kenes, uergesion.
Alla peride kadrakmon katapoliten, perimistu henamena.
Wathenaioi! Acusatemu! Dikaion, tas Ekton argurion metalon imin, foitusas prosodus, casapantes diele. Ais amenon an cresaimethan.
Apodexon abule.
Ais trieres, parasque uesden epitoi pros aiginetas polimoi dynaimethan.
Ta crimata proelometa.
Utoi. Emas uk eosifagen, osson penomen!
Ti probales.
Tois gerdesi, prostotei poles inferon krohometha! Uperton athenon, naupegestai, dynametha jagosias trieres, epitoi gaion pelagos, ta proteia tei poledantes!
The art of oratory is a source of all influence. I used the Aegeans as a pretext to finally build the maritime force we severely lack. Of course, I am really concerned with the Persian threat, but I failed to mention that. Amid the hubbub of the shipbuilding, I'm delighted to be building this war fleet. Each trireme will hold 200 men, and I'm planning to build 100 triremes a year. The poorest citizens already thank me for this shipyard, which offers them unhoped for work. This fleet will be our biggest asset, and for 3 reasons. It will defend our coasts from attacks by sea. It will protect our merchant ship convoys and our communications. But primarily, it will be our offensive against our enemies. Athens will rule the waves.
In Greece, it's only Athens which is launching a huge program of building warships.
Meanwhile, Xerxes assembles a huge land army in Asia Minor, whose troops come from the 50 peoples of the empire. He also put together an impressive fleet, manned by Egyptians, Phoenicians, and also Greeks from Asia Minor. As for the Mount Athos channel, work is progressing despite difficulties. To avoid the caving in of the walls, the Phoenicians have the idea of excavating in a V, despite doubling the size of the task. Thousands of laborers work in shifts for 3 years. When finished, the channel measures 2 kilometers long by 30 meters wide and 50 meters deep.
Greeks understand that engineering, recruitment of troops on this scale means only one thing. Xerxes is utterly determined, and Greece is his target.
I have done everything to ensure that all Greeks are aware of the considerable preparations of Xerxes on land and sea. For the first time, 31 Greek cities must unite to debate on how to act. The most important, Sparta, Corinth, and Aegina, are all present. I am ready to speak on behalf of Athens.
Thesan prostenikautin stratian, majestai dolmisi.
Eantis elenu per tes patridos kalistafronei, tes eleutherias geusamenos, kai doulean arnumenos.
Hoi montoi gen, caidor dontes, videndinon paskin ocusin. Poleton elinidon poleon ta barbaru proinodo.
Barbaroi, despotei peites taitelusai, malon eleni strategoi, tautasa policiano tioi.
Fronte endulean degestai, antistenai demonon, dynametha, ean spendometha taneke katas besantes. Sumachian poieteon.
Homologusin oi Aeginetai, tus Helenas sapantas, alelois dialatestai.
Non hypertesco ines eleutherias majesonetha.
Ton appassanton imeteron dynamion hegemonian, tois lacedemonii se petrepsens symbuleo, iatin aretin, caita pepragmena en doxois osi, toi Leonidai, Catagen, toi ve Urrabiadei, Catatalatan.
Alatenaios ai prestaines, hode Themistocles, vloi prinautices en pelotatos.
En men marathoni tus persas enicesamen. Yemin de plestai nesesi. Homos, homonoias harin. Tois tuius synedriu dogmasi pethometha.
Yes, I have yielded command to the Spartans. But who was it who convinced the cities to unite against the Persian invader? Isn't that more important? Rather than linger on dark thoughts, I prefer to assess the Persian forces.